Hello everyone, so today we're going to do our second logo for HeartWork. Initially, we did this logo in the previous tutorial, so now we're going to go ahead and continue with our second one. I want to take up all the parts again. So what's important previously that we mentioned is the color theme. So we got this dark maroon reddish color here, the orange, and a lighter shade for the background, and a little small logos here. So I guess we won't be needing these people. Remove them. And also one important thing is we have this. So we're going to keep to having little buildings at the bottom too, and the words white and with a little dark red backing behind. So that's what we're going to go for this run, and we're going to just change up the words. So a good logo will definitely be something nice to go along with a cool program. And yeah, we need to think of a little two-liner to put over here too. Okay, that's what we're going to do today, so let's get to it. Okay, so I think one of the important things to think of when designing a logo is finding items, keywords that are representative of the whole theme that is going on. So for now, I'm doing something on exercise. So keywords that can come along will be exercise, fitness, sweating, running. And I think it's good to go with a logo that is single colored. So what is important is to look for canvas images that have editable color schemes. So something like this will work. An editable color scheme like this one. So it fits the initial color scheme and it will look good. But definitely we won't be using this image because I think it's too related to building muscle. So we're looking for something very generic, represent exercise. So one thing about logos is that you can't keep your the impression of your product or your idea too limited. So we're just going to keep it really general so that if we do yoga or we do something more zen, more chill, it will still be related to the logo and you can associate hard work with the program that we're doing. So let's go find more logos. Okay, now that since we have looked through quite a lot of images for the word exercise, we can't really find something that we want. Let's change the keyword. Okay, now we found something that we can work with, this guy in the middle. And now let's get to the next tip, which is trying to keep the size of the main logo or design similar. It keeps the theme going. So what we're going to do is to look back at the Heartbeats online series chat bubble we have. It takes up around half the screen. Okay, so this guy has to take up a little bit more space. So we'll see a similar theme going where we put all the logos side by side after we're done with everything. Right, so I will proceed to try to make it look a little bigger. Still a bit bigger. So for this, it's a little taller. So it's a little taller and a little short inside. So I guess something similar will do, but we can work around it. So this is an example of adding too much. I think the logo is supposed to be kept simple with the main focus orange logo in the middle. The headphones going on, we have the little town above the speech bubble. So that's good. So for hard work, we're going to look at exercise, doing chill, zen, and doing stretching. So we're just going to look for a few that has a bit more calming vibes to it. Another interesting thing about Canva is if you see an icon that might interest you and you would like to look for similar images, you can just click on these three little dots over there and view more from the artist. So definitely you wouldn't be getting very similar images because most of these artists use different styles. They do monochrome, some multicolored images. But if you're lucky, you'll find similar style image. Oh, well, I think I'm adding a little bit too much. And the flowers kind of bring out the effect of color contrast. So let's see how we can make it a little more subtle, but still have a nice color contrast to it. I think maybe we have to change the flower we have here. I think this might actually look better. So there is some flowers coming from the edges instead. There's a little petal that drops by his face. Okay, so we're vibing with that, yeah. So okay, one more thing about designing is trying to achieve another thing about designing is trying to achieve symmetry in the design. So we want a left side to look and then we go to the right, or kind of. So that's what we're trying to get here with having this big petal on the left and on the right. Yeah, I know I'm pretty sure that it didn't turn out exactly the same. I think it's important to kind of keep the balance there, not do something like this. Although there's the edginess to it, but does it turn out look nice? Nah, let's go with the same. Yeah. Okay. Then when it comes to designing, there's a lot of contemplation. There's a lot of when it comes to designing, there's a lot of contemplation and just sitting there for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, looking at what you've done and how does it look compared to the other designs that you want to have in the same theme together with it, as well as looking back at your previous iterations of the design to see what is the best or what elements from each design or each iteration can you incorporate to make the final art piece that you want to have. Stick with it. Look at this little flower over here. It's stuck behind this big man here. So it is pretty hard to get to it. I've tried to extend my cursor in my select tool, but I have to kind of crop out everything else and it's just not working. So what I usually do will just be move out the icon, get this little boy out of the way and move him back. Alright, I think we're almost done with the design. We kind of got it to fit a similar theme to the one that we have done earlier. So the fundamental idea that was going on was to have a main icon in the middle in orange and a little dark red maroon logos, icons, symbols kind of sprouting out from the sides of the main logo. So here's what we got kind of going is quite consistent with the one that we have in the Heartbeats logo. And now let's just crack our brains a little to come up with a nice caption to go along with it. Alright, I think we are good with the logo for now. That's what we have over here. And let's recap some of the things that we have talked about today. So firstly is to keep the color theme the same. So what we have here is orange, a bright orange on a darker, more pale orange, and maroon. So we've kept the color theme similar here with orange in the middle, maroon at the sides coming out from it, as well as a background of pale orange. And we have kept the buildings the same, so people recognize where the logo comes from. It's pretty similar. And even the fonts, we have kept the fonts the same, and the backing also. Fonts, like you see over here. So the white words and the dark red words behind to give it a 3D effect, because that's the main title. We want people to see it. Right, so another thing is to observe symmetry in our designs. So kind of keep it the same. I think maybe it's just me, but yes, I think symmetry is a good idea to have in your design. Also, not to keep it too cluttered, just keep it simple and have meaning to your design. So for the first Heartbeats logo, it was listening to conversations within the community. So you see headphones, speech bubble, and a community on top of the speech bubble. So similarly, as what we see in the HeartWork design, is about exercise, chill, meditation, zen. So you will have a person in the middle, kind of slightly working out, exercise, meditation, and some plants behind, kind of to show how chill it is. So here we go with tagline 2, healthy body, active mind. I think we can do better with the tagline, but I think for now we are good to go. So the main idea of this tutorial was to just quickly go through the design of new logo. Okay. Also, as we explored in Canva, searching keywords is important. So as long as you kind of have ideas of what you want going, you can search for keywords related to it. And there are a lot of images that will appear. So if you search, like we did just now, exercise, I spelled it wrongly, but yeah, even if you spell things wrongly, there'll be a lot of results. So you can add words like vector behind. So you kind of get more monochrome images going. And you can search things like icon, you get different kinds. So icons generally don't have faces on them. So there's some keywords you can play around with to get different kind of pictures. Yep. So although they might come from the same keyword, adding words behind definitely help with narrowing down your search. Right. So also we covered some little images that we can edit color scheme of them, so to make them fit the design. On the other hand, there's some of them, our guess is this, that we can't change the color scheme, unfortunately. So those are the pictures that we will not be using in our design because it wouldn't fit our color scheme at all, like this. Little obnoxious. No, so definitely try to keep it simple. Alright, then we've come to the end of our tutorial. So if you have any comments, just leave them below. And it was great doing a live design. We can talk through the design process and thoughts that go through. So I highly encourage everyone to try out Canva. It's free, but obviously this is the paid version. And Canva really saves lives. So get the logo going on Canva. So see you next time.